One of the things that I most value about NCCI is the fact that it has participation from both academic leaders and administrative leaders, and there aren't that many places in higher education where you can find that kind of network.
When I really pull back and think about the benefits of NCCI, I think about the fact that higher education is undergoing huge amounts of change, disruptive level change like we haven't seen in maybe 100 years, a long time. And when I come here, folks have been trying things, they've been experimenting, some with success, some with failure, and we get to be in a similar space and talk about what's working, what's not working. And not only do I get a lot out of that experience, but I notice that my contributions when I'm working in when I'm coming to these conferences, my contributions get multiplied because I'm helping the network, I'm helping this community of practice. And that's what NCCI is. It's a community of practitioners, of change leaders, change agents trying to make a difference to respond to these kinds of big changes that we're seeing in higher education.
I was just talking with someone this morning at the annual conference, and they talked about, they were deciding on whether to be a member or not. And I said, so if you consider that membership for an institution the size of Cornell is $1,500, and you consider that we've already, saved over $1 million in lean process improvement alone, really it's millions of dollars with one of our projects, that $1,500 was, times 15 years that we've been a member was really a drop in the bucket.
Because in the early 90s, there were a large number of institutions that started CQI or quality improvement programs, and many of them disappeared and died off. They really used the business model and it didn't fit. And then as those economic challenges have arisen over time, more and more institutions have real leadership behind it, have real expertise behind it, are putting resources behind it, and approaching it in a way that really fits higher education and addresses those real problems. So we're seeing a real rise in the interest in the kinds of things NCCI is all about.
And what I really like about being part of NCCI is we are a community of change leaders. You don't find this community anywhere else. I've tried and might find one or two, but to be in a room full of 100 people is both a good thing in the sense that you can get many different ideas, and even in a way maybe a better thing in the sense that it's also small enough that you can get around to everybody.
We see ourselves at Carleton University as subject matter experts in continuous improvement and leaders of change. So it's really important to us to be a member of NCCI, because they really provide us the opportunity to learn and to grow our skills so we can bring that back to Carleton University. A lot of the work that we do, we look for best practice research. The networking opportunities that NCCI provides is extremely valuable to the work that we do.
I think of NCCI as a brain trust. Really, it's a group of experts from not only across the U.S. but around the world. So that if I have a project that I'm working on, a strategic planning session that I'm facilitating, or our institution is leading a new initiative, I know I can put a question up on LinkedIn and get an answer right away, or I can pick up the phone and talk to someone that I've met personally, that I know has actually been a practitioner who's had success in that area, whether it's process improvement, whether it's a change initiative, strategic planning, organizational development. They're all there, they're all part of NCCI. And that's why it's been such a useful resource for me professionally, but for our institution as well, to know that we have that kind of resource that will guarantee us success in what we're trying to do.
NCCI provided me the opportunity to look at examples of excellence throughout higher education, not only at peer institutions such as the major research institutions throughout the nation, but also at comprehensive universities and indeed at community colleges, where we could take some of the things that had been a success at those other campuses, regardless of what type of campus, and to see if they had applicability at Berkeley. And there have been numerous instances where I've taken those suggestions and applied them at Berkeley.